Going on, y'all? It's Isaiah Bagnah, your host for the Realest Realist, and we're back for the first episode of 2025. Is it? That's correct, isn't it?
Yeah,
Yes, sir.
absolutely.
I'm glad to be back. I know my guys are Jake and uh, Kev. Man, appreciate y'all being here. Before we start anything, once again, shout out Chubby's and Orem. They have the best business, best restaurant out there, man. Truthfully, they're also the best people. So make sure to go check them out whenever you get a chance, or even if you're just in the area, man. You feeling a little hungry, you want a little grub. But anyways, jumping into this episode, man. So obviously, there's no football anymore. Season's done, right? And we got some guys coming back. They're starting their winter training, all this stuff like that. But for me, man, this start of the new year has been a little different than it has been in the past little while. Um, as most of you know, if you have been listening to the podcast as of I guess the past little while, been talking about what's next for me, what's coming up, you know what I'm saying, and what plan I have coming up here, man. It's literally it's here now.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? We are here. It's not no winter runs, you know what I'm saying? The early morning 6:30, just conditioning and the team lifts, all this stuff, the freshman introductions, none of that, you know what I'm saying? It's with the big boys now, man. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna get my real training schedule down, you know what I'm saying? And so combine training.
Yes.
So I'm excited for that, man. I started up tomorrow's my first day. Today was supposed to be my first day, but however, my flight got I was booked my flight. I didn't think that it would be pushed to a whole 2 days worth of travel. I thought it was just gonna be one. But when we booked it and we looked through, it was like, oh snap. It goes into Monday. So I'm not tripping, you know what I'm saying? Today was just an introduction day anyways, but tomorrow morning we start up, man, combine training. And so I'm excited. Speaking of my flight, I just came back from a little 4-day trip to Nicaragua. It was incredible.
Yeah.
Have you guys been anywhere like near that, like Costa Rica? Because I know you guys haven't been to Nicaragua.
No.
Shoot, I don't know anybody who's been in Nicaragua.
I've been to Mexico. That's not that close.
So I heard that it's very similar to Mexico,
Okay.
truthfully. It's at least like this place that I was at, because, it's Spanish speaking, you know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? It's a beautiful resort. You got the palm trees, the beautiful ocean and stuff like that. You got the beaches stuff. So, I heard it's pretty similar, but I mean, I don't know. I've never been to Mexico. So
Yeah.
I couldn't sit here and tell you, what's the differences here and similarities, but just based off what I heard it was pretty similar. But dude, it was incredible. It was incredible. Kev, have you ever been like to Costa Rica or anything like that?
No, I haven't been out of the U.S.
Well, hey,
We gotta fix that. We gotta change
I
that.
was just about to say, and you know what? Hey, you got an idea now, Nicaragua.
Yes, sir.
What about you? Have you been?
I've been just to
To, like, Costa
Mexico.
Because we were talking about it earlier
I've
before
been
the
to Mexico
podcast.
4 or 5 times.
Mm.
I've been to Italy.
I need to go to Italy.
Italy's awesome. It's really awesome.
I need to go for sure. I've been meaning actually to go.
That's it.
But
I mean, I've been to Hawaii. That's in the U.S. It's still cool.
it is still cool. It's honestly still great.
Yeah.
I've been to Hawaii twice actually.
Oahu both times?
Yep.
Honolulu, yeah.
Yep, both for football actually.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because the first time I went there, it was actually during COVID, 2020.
Mm.
When I was on Boise State. We went out there and played them. So I didn't really get to see too much of an experience, really like Hawaii, you know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? But, I mean, I was still there. It was still cool, you know what I'm saying? And then I went on a visit there when I hit the portal a couple years ago. Right, actually.
That's a nice place to make them fly you out to for a visit.
Right? It was awesome, dude. It was incredible. One of the best visits I've actually ever been on.
I bet.
You know what I'm saying? Dude, the beach was awesome, great people.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It was great weather.
Yeah.
It's good vibes. But
So you
nah,
probably
I made the
all
right
you've
decision.
been right in Honolulu probably both times, right in
Mhm.
there.
Literally right there.
Yeah.
So I mean, I haven't really actually no. Well, originally yeah, but when I was actually on the trip, they actually took me to like I don't know the different names of the islands and locations, but we went to a whole nother side of
The island,
like
the North Shore,
island.
probably.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think that's what it was.
yeah,
Yeah, stuff like that. So I got to see a little bit of
yeah.
stuff. You know what I'm saying? It was cool.
Did you see chickens running around everywhere?
No,
Yeah,
I didn't. That's
yeah.
one thing I didn't see.
The North Shore, a lot of places you got chickens, like just
Hmm,
like wild birds, just like running all over the road.
that's crazy.
It's kind of crazy.
Speaking of wild birds, on the resort in Nicaragua, they had, I think they said like 80 something different kind of birds
Wow.
on the resort itself. Dude, it's crazy, man. Like you'd see like some little colorful bird, and then like you'd see some big ass vulture, flying around, just kind of like all the dead animals. Dude, it was crazy, man, because there was a lot of dead fish on like the rocks side of it, because the tide is weird. It was crazy, dude. The tide would like come up super close to the shore at night, like cover it all the way up to like the tip of the beach, basically,
Basically,
right where it's at,
almost no beach.
right? And then in the morning, literally gone. Like I'm talking like 200 yards
Mm.
just of sand. It was crazy, man. And so there's obviously gonna be some little dead fish here and there, you know what I'm saying? Especially on the rocks, like
Tide goes
that
out.
part.
They get
Yeah,
they
right?
get hung up on the rocks.
So there's like a whole bunch of little vultures out there, dude. It's crazy because I've never seen one in person.
I haven't either.
It's kind of weird, dude. They're an ugly animal.
Yeah.
They are not appealing whatsoever, you know. But dude, other than that, dude, it was sick, man. Gotta go out in the water. The water was warm. It was in the beach. Caught some waves. I rode a horse for
Yeah.
the first time, for real, for real. I got on a horse when I was 4 years old.
Yeah.
I cried and I made my mom take me off it. So I don't consider that my first time being on a horse, but this one for real was my first time riding a horse. And dude, first of all, this was probably when I'm my heaviest, and like I got on the horse, I kind of was like, oh, felt bad for the thing, because it wasn't that big of a horse either. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? But obviously horses are extremely strong, so it probably didn't care. But still, I was in the back of the line, because my horse wouldn't like run with him too much. But dude, it was sick, man. We were on the beach on the with the sunset and
Yeah.
everything like that. Man, it was a wonderful experience, man. The food, 10 out of 10. Everything was fresh. The steaks were like, it seemed like the steaks were like butchered that day.
Yeah.
It was insane, man. The fish was incredible. And we had these shrimp tacos. Man, 10 out of 10, the best tacos I've ever had in my life.
That's awesome.
Hands down. So, man, I enjoyed myself, and it was a good time. And I wasn't outside doing too much stuff. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't, obviously out doing too many adventures. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't off the resort. It was just a good time to, to take those 4 days before I start my training, just to, reset my body, reset my mind, my mental, and honestly, my spiritual as well, spiritual
Yeah.
aspect. You know what I'm saying? All 3 phases of me, dude, just got restarted. It was wonderful. So
Probably perfect timing for that.
perfect timing, because my program didn't even start till today,
Yeah.
right? And honestly, most people's program, combine prep, started like a week ago. Shoot, even maybe even earlier than that.
Yeah.
So man, it's all God's timing, man. Everything's working out. And, I'm excited for this new phase though, for sure.
Yeah.
I got that all out of my system. It was awesome, but I'm ready to work, man. I'm ready to get this thing on the road.
Yeah.
You
It's exciting, dude.
Yeah.
It's a big
It is.
change and big things are ahead of you.
Yeah, man. I appreciate that. And that's what I'm looking forward to though. So yeah, that's all I got with me though. That's all
Okay.
that's new with me, man.
So a couple times we've seen like BYU guys end the season, they go do their combine training, they come show up for their combine, and they look, I'm talking radically different.
Mm-hmm.
Like they either leaned way down or kind of bulked up some areas and leaned to other areas down and all this stuff. What's your opinion on that? Like, why is it so different when you don't have school and football and stuff? Like, or is it, are there different supplements you can take that aren't banned by the NCAA? Like, what is the big difference?
Well, truthfully, like, I think, the not having to worry about school, being able to just be in isolated position where you just focus on football,
Mm-hmm.
and that process of preparation for the combine, all the working out, changing in diet, you're taking that more seriously. Yeah, I think it just allows you to, to be more intentional,
Yeah.
truthfully, with it, and yeah, put forth more effort and pay attention to it. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? Like, obviously, most people would probably be like, well, that's kind of straightforward. But truthfully, that's what comes down to. That's why you see sometimes you see guys in college just kind of be stagnant, at least physically,
Yeah.
throughout their whole careers, because like they obviously get to that developmental phase for their freshman year and maybe even their sophomore year, and then they just kind of get stuck in that routine, and their bodies don't change, they don't really improve, they don't really get faster or bigger or stronger. You know what I'm saying? And so that's why sometimes you see when guys go through this job process, like they come back like a different animal.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's why some guys who you would never think would run a 4.3 comes out and runs a 4.3.
Do you don't have to do Keaton Slovis dirty like that?
Hey man, look, that's the thing. A lot of people didn't know. He always had wheels.
Oh, for sure.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He could always, if he want to, he'll get out, right?
Yeah.
But that 4.3 was impressive.
Yeah.
That 4.3 was impressive.
Yeah. I don't think
You know
anyone
what
was
I'm saying?
expecting that.
I don't think so
But
either.
you're not the first person on the team to tell me, like, hey, Keaton's actually been really
Yeah.
fast.
That's what I'm saying.
So,
Or like even other guys, dude, that I've noticed, guys that I've played against and seen them come back and do their whole job process, stuff like that. Completely different, dude. It's crazy just what 3 months can do for somebody,
right.
So, yeah, man, comes down to just that focus and intent.
So you've done combine stuff before.
Yeah.
What do you think like you're gonna shine? Like if you have the opportunity to impress,
Yeah.
is it gonna be cone? Is it gonna be 40? Is it gonna be elite vertical bench? Like what do you think?
Yeah. First of all, the drills. I feel like the drills are gonna be really where like I stand out just with my footwork, the way that I can change direction, my lateral movement, stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? And then I think truthfully like the cone work,
Mm-hmm.
kind of because it kind of ties into the drill work. You know what I'm saying? Just the L drill, the shuttle.
Mm-hmm.
I think that'll be one of my strong suits as well. Also too though, I feel like honestly with this training program that I have, and that my trainer
Mm-hmm.
who's teaching me basically how to run the 40 effectively, I feel like that's gonna be a good one for me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I think my 40 is gonna be pretty good, especially just. I mean, everybody's different.
Yeah.
Right, and you can have a trainer and yeah, they'll have a record of certain guys or certain people who, have ran crazy numbers, you know what I'm saying? But they have completely different body types than this guy.
Right.
And, but regardless, just because of, the type of improvements that I've seen just kind of working with him over the past couple of years, man, shoot. And seeing what he does and just kind of like seeing how that can help me, especially in my technique and fundamentals of running the 40. Shoot, that's gonna be a benefit for me.
Yeah.
For sure in this.
One thing Trey said one time when I think we called him in on a Twitter Spaces one time, talked when he committed to BYU.
Mm-hmm.
He said he felt like he really got good at football when he started doing track because he learned how to run better. So he could recover better.
Mm-hmm.
His mind was fast enough, but now his body was able to react faster too. And it makes a big difference. So I think everything you're saying is totally valid.
Absolutely. And a lot of it too, is like comes down to like the nerve, like training your nervous system, you know what I'm saying? Just like that fast twitch. Cause, you can get into your stride and like that's honestly I feel how most people end up, getting to their top speed and like, winning races or whatever. But, when you go against guys who have like that twitch, and then they have a great start and then they can get in their stride, that's like a whole 0.5, 0.6 seconds difference, which is a lot when it comes to a 40-yard dash. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I was at the Hall of Fame banquet. This is years ago when I was coaching the Utah. That's actually national, but the Football Hall of Fame banquet in Utah.
Oh, okay.
And Daniel Sorensen, who was a safety for the Chiefs, who had been a player at BYU, he was the keynote.
Is he still there?
No, he ended up somewhere else. I don't know if he's still in the league now.
He signed with the Saints last year, but I think he's out now.
Yeah, I think so. He
Okay.
went, but he was there for a good stretch, and he played really well for the Chiefs.
Yeah, he has a couple rings.
Yeah, but he also made some big plays, like special teams plays
Yep.
and stuff like that. So, but he said on his keynote, speaking to all the high school players and the coaches and stuff, he said when he got to the NFL, he got with his position coach, and all they did was play his steps. They didn't even look at his alignment, his assignment, anything. They just played his steps, and he had a false step, just built in to what he did. And his position coach was like, "Hey, if we can eliminate the false step, you're going to be so much faster. You're going to be able to play at the NFL and really ball."
Mhm.
And so for the first month or so, when he got there with working as position coach, it was all just lining up and go. No
First
fault,
step,
no
wow.
false steps. And you, as D lineman, O lineman, we all know about
Yeah.
false steps, but sometimes you're a safety or you're a corner, you're just a fast guy in general.
You kind of just rely on that
Yeah,
ability.
who cares about one step? You
Mhm.
can recover. You're a fast guy. Well, you get in the NFL.
One step is a huge difference.
Yep.
It really is.
So I think there's a lot to what you're saying. Dr. Main, he has a training that trains your nervous system essentially.
Mhm.
It's like a virtual reality or something.
Um,
Did you guys do
yeah, kind of.
that? Explain that to me. I remember someone talking about it.
Well, it's honestly the type of stuff that Doc has, man. It's a lot. Like different, technology that he uses. He has the resistance bands.
Yeah.
He has, the little like monitors to see kind of like at what speed and what angle you're cutting at, and then like planting your foot at, and then dude, like that man's like a mad scientist,
Right.
when it comes to this stuff. You know what I'm saying? So he has all types of technology with it, truthfully.
Yeah.
But I think what you're talking about is the hamstring study.
Yeah.
hamstring
Less
study.
injuries.
Yeah, so what it is they put like these I forgot what it's called, but they're like just little sensors essentially,
Mm-hmm.
like on your hips, like your waist, the top or the bottom of your glute, I think,
Mm-hmm.
or the top of your hammy, one or the other, and then you'll have one on your shin and then one on your foot. And then what it does is it essentially takes that data, just where their place, the placements of your legs, and then they put it on the monitor for the person obviously writing down the data or collecting the data can see, how your legs are moving, saying stuff like that. So anyways, you go and you run like a little 20-yard dash or
Yeah.
a 30-yard dash, right? And then you go and it collects all this data, and then you go look on the monitor, and it literally shows like every little angle where how your foot's planning, you know what I'm saying? If your leg's getting to full extension or not, because a lot of times when your leg doesn't get to full extension, that's where a lot of hamstrings get pulled
Yeah.
when you're sprinting, especially in your acceleration phase and in your strides, truthfully. And so it's really cool, man. It's crazy how technology is just, having such an impact, especially in just football.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like when I first got to college, like we ain't had none of this, you know what I'm saying? We ain't had none of this technology. I mean, we still had stuff like that, but not to this extent,
Right.
and it's cool that like Sky really, incorporates that into his programs. You know what I'm saying? I mean, shoot, that's why, he incorporated it into our strength and conditioning program
Right.
for the whole team, you know what I'm saying? And even though it's hard to obviously be as detailed as you can be with, 120 dudes, right? But regardless, though, it still showed like a huge difference.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Just in the way that we came from last year to this past year, or the year before to this past year. You know what I'm saying? It's strictly just off of the little details, little changes in that strength and conditioning program. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, Doc's technology, man, and his dude, just his mind, honestly, is very he's very good at what he does.
Yeah.
So
He's a real pro.
yeah, real pro, man. I'm excited to work with him, even
Yeah.
on a more personal basis,
Yeah.
for sure. For sure.
Do you want to hear? I don't know if this is verified or not. This is a total rumor. You like rumors? Dude,
I'm always down here.
I heard they've had some people in on visits, like
Mm.
transfer portal window, or the one I'm specifically thinking of is transfer portal players. But they have them in, and they like kind of have you do a little bit of a workout. I don't know if it's just like do some
Hmm.
drills, do some things, do that. But I've heard they have some guys like Doc Main and others who kind of like watch it,
Hmm.
and they are pretty good at being like, yes, this is a guy who you want,
Yeah.
and no, this isn't the guy you want. Even if it's just like, they have quarterbacks throw, they have receivers run routes.
Yeah.
They have this, I don't know what they have the combo and bigs do, if it's
Yeah.
with drills or things they do, but they just watch them move and stuff, and they're like, yes, that's a, and
Wow.
everyone probably does that to an extent.
I was gonna say, but honestly, I believe it.
Yeah.
I've never heard it, and I've never done it,
Yeah.
but I believe it.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Maybe it's someone they're iffy on too. They're like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Kind
on
of
the
borderline.
Yeah. Between one guy and another guy.
So let's have them go run around.
I mean, yeah. Shoot. Especially nowadays, dude. Especially with the type of money that you're starting to throw down for some of these guys.
It's an
Shoot,
investment.
Hey, if they ask you to take your ass outside, put some cleats on, and run a couple routes, you better take your ass outside and run a couple routes. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? It's for a few $100,000.
Yeah.
So.
And that's not verified. That's just like a total rumor I've heard. Maybe it's not, but
Yeah,
it's
no,
an interesting
I've
idea.
never seen it.
I've never
But
seen it either.
Shoot, I don't think that's a bad idea. And if it is happening, shoot.
Yeah. I mean, because there's always, there's huddle, there's things you can watch. Too.
Right.
There's tape, but
But I mean,
in
that can
person-
only take it so far,
yeah.
So, no, that's crazy though. Side note for you two.
Yeah.
Obviously, we're in the playoffs now. I don't know if you guys watched the games, the NFL games, the past couple days.
Yeah.
But who do you guys got going to the Super Bowl, man?
Lions Chiefs is the easiest pick.
That
Is that the
easiest
right pick? I don't know.
I don't know.
What do you think, Kev?
Bills
Ooh, upset next week.
and Rams or Lions.
Okay,
Rams
so
looking good.
so who's your one team that y'all rocking with?
Look, you guys are gonna hate me.
Okay.
Everyone hates me for this. They're like, "Oh, you bandwagons." I want Andy Reid to three-peat. I want Andy Reid to be
Really?
the first NFL coach to three-peat. I want to then be able to go and say, "Look at what he's done with different quarterbacks,
Yeah,
all that stuff." So I'm a
BYU
Chiefs guy.
guy.
He's a
you
BYU
know?
guy.
Yeah,
I'm
absolutely.
with you.
You're with me.
Yep.
You get crap
You
for
want the
that,
Chiefs,
right?
huh?
I mean, I don't think they will this year, but it'd be awesome.
It would be
if
cool.
happened.
Okay.
It'd be awesome if it happened.
They're not. I don't think they're the best team, top to bottom.
No,
But I think they have
agree.
the
I don't
best
think so
coach.
either.
I think they're the best OC. I think they have the best OC in the league for what he does with who he has.
Yep.
He finds ways, man.
That is true. That is very true.
Creative screen, a creative motion, a creative
Mhm.
mismatch, a straight up gadget play. Like the guy's been in the league. I mean, he was Brett Favre's OC when Brett Favre won the Super Bowl.
Dang.
He's been calling plays for.
Oh wow,
That was in the '90s, and that wasn't his first year, I don't think either. Like, guy's been calling plays for a long, long time.
That's some good football knowledge.
And you're a smart guy
In
like
that
that
room.
too.
Yeah,
You get smarter and better every year.
that's true.
So
No, that makes sense. Honestly, I don't hate on that opinion.
okay.
I don't hate on it, truthfully. In fact, I like it.
hmm
And I agree with where you guys are coming from.
What about
However,
you?
though,
What about you? Yeah.
this is me. All right. I really like the Ravens, man.
Yeah.
Man. Kev's over here shaking his head. Man, let me just say one thing.
Frauds.
Fraud.
Look, I watched. Okay, I know sometimes they have their hard moments, especially this season, right? But bro, I was just watching the game against the Steelers this weekend, and I was like, oh my goodness, Lamar Jackson you can't contain him. You cannot contain this guy. You know what I'm saying? And if everybody else around him decides to lock in,
Oh yeah.
it's over with, man.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, it's over with. And their defense is already nasty.
Dude, how
Their
good is
defense is
Van Noy been
nasty.
playing?
He's been killing it too.
Dude,
Literally killing it,
Is it
man.
11th year or something in the league?
Yep, 11th. Yeah,
And he's still playing.
was he
pretty
like
top.
second as a second sack
sack getter? He might be.
sack leader for the regular
He's-
season this year? I think he was.
He's up there, man, because he's had over, because at 10.5, he got his bonus.
Yeah.
He finished with 11.5.
So he got one more after that.
Yep.
So that's a lot in a season,
That is a
in the
lot.
NFL especially.
Especially in the NFL.
And in year
Trey,
11.
speaking of Trey Hendrickson, is that how you say his last name?
Yes.
What was that? 14 sacks he had? 14.5?
17.5 is what it says.
17.
Bro,
Because he had 3 sacks in the last game against the.
this guy has like multiple games of having like 3 sacks.
Wow.
Like he's going crazy.
Okay, the first game,
You know what I'm
you maybe
saying?
get away with that because it's like, oh, you like burst onto the scene. But after
Right.
that, they got to count for
Yeah.
you.
No, I'm talking. This dude went at the end of the season 3 sacks, 2.5 sacks, 3 sacks. Absurd, dude. Because he wasn't at the top. He was like close in that range. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And then towards the end of the season, he is something just went in his mind. He's like, you know what? I'm sick of this. I'm gonna
Dude,
go here and do what I do.
What is it with sometimes you can just get in the flow so much easier than other times? You can't ever force yourself in the flow,
Mhm.
but sometimes you get into that flow and you're like literally unstoppable.
You can't
with what you
literally,
do.
It's just like
And in hoops,
dude,
it's
it's,
super noticeable, right? But like
right.
in football too.
Yeah.
In football, it happens too, man.
Oh yeah,
It's just-
absolutely. Honestly, I feel like in anything it happens, man. It's
except for me with golf, you know.
me too.
Except for
you
golf.
and I both.
Yeah.
Man. Shoot. As much as maybe someday.
Yeah.
Hey, you never know. All it takes is 1 year, man.
That's right.
All it takes is 1 year. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's funny, man. But no, I like the Chiefs for sure, but the Ravens, man. Kev, why don't you like the Ravens, man?
Lamar's a fraud.
Dang, that's tough, man.
Put him in the playoffs, and he's a different dude. It's like the James Harden of football.
That's tough, man. For the Lamar fans,
Well,
I
hey,
know
hey,
they feel
if
some
he's-
type of way with you saying that, Kev.
If he's throwing shade at Lamar and he's over here supporting the Bills, is Josh Allen not the exact same way? Like when Josh Allen's on, he is on, and he's one of the best QBs.
See,
Well, he's off.
But he's actually good. It's just that Mahomes is better. Lamar's bad, and they lose.
I don't know if he's bad, man. Because when Lamar's
Lamar
dropping
is not
passes,
bad.
obviously he
He's
kills you
not
with his
bad.
legs. But when you
In the playoffs, I'm talking
Okay,
strictly
strictly-
playoffs.
Strictly in the
He's
playoffs?
been
Okay.
bad.
okay,
Like regular season, he's definitely
yeah, they've had some
he's
good
top-
teams
he's
where
a
they
top-
haven't
They have
been
had
able
some
to.
pretty nasty teams. But honestly, out of all of them, I feel like this is the one.
Derrick Henry,
Bro, you
and-
have Derrick Henry too.
dude. How cool is it that you got Jalen Hurts and Saquon on one team, and then Lamar and Derrick Henry on the other? Like those are two awesome duos.
Facts.
Like those are sweet duos.
And then you look at what you can build off of that.
yeah,
You got I think truthfully the best tight end in the country on the Ravens. Wasn't it Andrews?
Mhm.
You got his big ass. You know what I'm saying? And then you got Zay Flowers.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Your offensive line, truthfully, isn't that bad. You know what I'm saying?
Well, your old line game, it's easier when you can run block
Right.
a lot. It makes the pass blocking
Literally.
way easier for you.
Way easier. And then your defense is just absurd. You know, your D line is disgusting. Your linebacker core is,
Dude, Kyle
and your
Van
DBs,
Noy-
oh my gosh.
Kyle Van Noy holds out for a contract till like way late in the process till he gets one he likes with the team he likes
Mhm.
every year. And every year some team gets a bargain on him
Yeah.
and he balls. Dude, that's happened like 3 years in a row now.
Because who was he with last?
Oh my gosh. I want to say it was the Rams. Was it the Chargers? What was it?
It was
Chargers.
the Chargers.
It was the Chargers.
The
Yeah.
Chargers.
And then
Yeah.
he held out because he was like, I don't really want to do training camp,
Yeah.
and then played good for the Ravens last year.
Yeah.
And then this year they re-signed him to like a 3-year deal.
A 3-year deal?
I think so.
Wow.
I think
Good for him.
NFL contracts, they can get out of that after. They can get out of that whenever they like. But yeah, it was
Right.
like a 3-year deal. So
Good for him, man. That's crazy.
Yeah. And, speaking of bringing everything full circle here, Doc Main is his guy. You want to talk about a guy who's made it in the league for 11 years, healthy, pretty much avoiding, for sure, any career-ending
Especially
injuries.
in his position.
In his position, very physical position. Because he's
Very
taking beating
physical.
from the O-line.
Mhm.
He's filling in the middle of the box.
He
Like,
has to
he's
run
doing...
with running backs.
Yeah.
Sometimes he even has to run with tight ends.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And Doc Main, man, he's had him healthy, going
See, I did
strong.
not know that.
Yeah.
See, that's the thing, but this guy, man, he is way too humble. He doesn't tell me nothing. He doesn't tell me, who he works with, stuff like that. He's what he's done in the past. All he's told me is like, yeah, man, I just used to, do combine training and stuff like this back in the day, and then I got the chance to come out here and help you guys out. So, like, oh, nice, man.
Yeah, he's
That's all he wants to tell me.
Yeah, he keeps
Like,
it close to the vest, but he trains some dudes, and if people will listen to him and like buy into what he's doing, because I think that's the difference with Kyle and some other people who train like really hard with great trainers, is like Kyle's bought in, like he sees the vision, like he
Right.
loves what he does, and it's part of his lifestyle. And
Right.
other guys, it's like, I'll do his
1 foot in, 1 foot out.
Yeah.
Kind of deal. Yeah. Absolutely.
So
Dang. Well, hey, there you go.
I don't know if Kyle wants anyone knowing, and Sky
I was
wanted
gonna
to know,
say,
but
but hey,
this is the realest realist, so
it's hey, it's part of the show, man.
part of the show.
That's funny. That's sick though, man. Yeah, but every other team, I do like Detroit,
Yeah,
truthfully, but it's just
I'm happy for them too, because that's been. My grandma grew up in Detroit, then
really?
moved to Utah. But I mean, all the time as a kid, I'm talking, we're a football family, as you know, but all the time as a kid, Thanksgiving,
Mhm.
Detroit's on, right?
Yep.
These games, my grandma's always like, oh, like we're going for Detroit because she's from Detroit. This, and we're always
Yeah.
like, Grandma, Detroit's so bad.
Yeah.
You got to rock with someone else, Grandma.
Yeah,
You're
huh.
never gonna be happy, And she passed away a few years ago. But now I'm
Dang.
like, you know what? For Grandma Brandon, I'm at least happy that they're doing
Yeah,
well.
for
Like for
sure.
people like her, who've
Uh-huh.
been there through all those tough times,
Mm-hmm.
I'm happy for them.
No doubt, because they are killing it, man. I feel it sucks that they lost Aiden
Yeah.
for sure, but still holding their own. Still holding their own.
Oh, they're still
man.
good,
You know
dude.
what I'm saying?
Did you see the what's the name of the game? The last game of the year to get the one spot with the Vikings.
Yeah,
Dude, they took that like it was an elimination game, man.
yeah,
They played that thing like it meant making it or not, even though they kind of clinched a spot.
yeah. They
Like,
were going crazy, huh?
Yeah, they mean business this
They're
year.
a badass team, bro.
Yeah.
I like their coach. I just like their culture, truthfully.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's sick, but it's not a culture for everybody.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, like, they talk about grit and stuff like that, but, like, to really get to that extreme extent, you know what I'm saying, what they got going on there. Shoot, I don't even know everything they got going on down there, you know what I'm saying? But, like, just from what I've heard and what I've seen, stuff like that, it's good stuff, man. I feel like that's kind of, they, like, have, like, the true identity of football
Yeah.
in their program and what it should be.
You have former
Yeah.
teammates on teams that you kind of pulling for who are playing much, or
Yeah, I mean, I have I have a few teammates on something. So I actually two of my old teammates just play against each other. My boy JL Skinner, he's a safety for the Broncos, and Khalil Shakir,
oh yeah,
wide
Khalil,
receiver on
the Bills.
the Bills. Yep, just play each other.
Khalil had a good game.
Yeah, that's what I heard. I
Yeah.
didn't watch it though, so I didn't get to see.
I just saw
what
some
they did,
highlights, but
okay, he did good then.
Yeah, I was at
Nice.
church most of the day.
Fair enough.
Yeah, so
Nah, I mean, shoot, I believe it. I believe it, man. And I have a couple boys on the Cincinnati Bengals, but
didn't make it.
no, they didn't make it.
Close, but
Yeah.
didn't make it.
I have another teammate I play with, John Bates for the Washington Commanders, tight end.
Oh, I had a good game. That was a fun game.
Dude, that was a sick game to watch.
Mhm.
Yeah, I was watching that when I was in the airport the other day, and I was like, wow, they pulled
Did
through.
you see that kick?
I was gonna say that kick, man. Shoot.
What were
Good for
you
them,
thinking of that,
man.
Kev? You watched that kick go in?
Yep.
Dude, when it doinked, I was like, oh no. And then they put their arms up like, oh, it
Yeah.
doinked in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But, I got some other teammates too, just that I play with. Actually, one of my roommates, when I was at Boise State, but he plays for the Seahawks, and
Okay.
they obviously aren't playing right now. So, but yeah, man, it's there's a lot of guys. It's cool kind of to see that, have some people to root for.
Yeah.
Kind of have that personal aspect to these teams, not just like, oh, I'm watching the Seahawks, like I'm watching, my boy George, or I'm not watching Denver no more. It's just I'm watching Denver, and JL, you know what I'm
yeah.
saying? Stuff like that. So it's pretty cool, man, you know, and stuff like that. I got other teammates as well who play for their teams, but yeah, man. It's crazy to see, especially in the playoffs, you know. So yeah, but yeah, it's crazy. What was I gonna? I was gonna say. So with this new year coming up, actually, the one thing I wanted to touch on, while we're on this episode, there's you know, everybody has resolutions.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying, and you know things they want to change, goals, stuff like that. I want to kind of come on here and talk about that a little bit. You know what I'm saying? I wanted to kind of get a piece of, you know, your guys' brains and see what you guys, you know, have you guys thought of anything that you wanted to, you know, do this year, change, any resolutions? What you think? Kev, you want to start off? You got any, bro?
Biggest one right now is just getting back in shape.
Nice.
Like trying to cut like 15 pounds, get down to 180.
You can dunk?
Nah.
Could you in high school?
I was close, but I tore my quad. So
Ooh.
I tore my quad when I got close, and then
You
Just
kind of
never
rained
had
the
hops.
threes, right?
somewhat, not too much in high school, but
Okay.
I learned to shoot after high school.
Okay.
Yeah, I was a driving kick player.
Okay.
Nice.
Yeah, that was
Who'd you
my-
kick to?
James Nelson.
I know that guy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
a lot of
It's John's
points.
older brother.
I think you told me about him.
Yeah.
Yeah, you definitely told me about him.
He's a hooper.
Nice.
Shout out James.
Yeah.
Well, there you
He's
go, man.
Somewhere with his nose in a book
That's
Yeah,
as we speak.
that's a good resolution.
Yeah.
I mean, technically I have the same one.
Yeah.
you
Yeah,
know
well,
what I'm
yeah.
saying? Essentially I have the same one.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
and then get a job.
Get a
Nice.
job.
Get a job in 4 months.
You could do it.
so you are just finishing up your
I graduate in April.
you graduate in April,
Yeah.
right? Okay.
Dude, that's crazy.
I know.
It is crazy.
You guys are old.
We're
Yeah.
old.
You guys are old now.
I was thinking about it. I'm actually older than Zay.
Whoa.
24.
Whoa.
You're 24?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've been
Dang.
in college
Yeah.
for not as long as you have, but
I was gonna say I'm
But
I've been in college
close.
for 6 years. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Dang,
But
man.
close.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm 23, so. But hey, man, cheers to new beginnings, huh?
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's awesome.
Exactly.
Heck yeah, bro. Well, that'll be awesome. This year will be sick for you,
I know.
for
It will
sure.
be.
Yeah,
It will be.
Jake.
Dude, so here's the thing. Historically, I've not been like I'm gonna set goals for New Year's.
I like that. Okay.
It's been like
Honestly, it's different.
when it hits me, I'm like, I need to change this, or
Yeah.
I need to make this a priority, and I'm gonna. Here's the thing, everyone gets big goals, and that's good,
Right.
but every goal needs a plan
Absolutely.
and a strategy. So when a big goal like hits me, and it's fine, like, okay, you know what, I need to fix this. Like I remember like years ago, I'm talking 8-9 years ago, I was like, you know what, I need to read more, and it wasn't New Year's or anything like that. I'm just like, my plan is when I'm in the car, I don't listen to the radio. I just listen to this. But this year, I don't know if it's just the timing of it. Yeah, like right around end of Christmas and all that. Like, I'm like, you know what? I need to get more intentional with some of my business stuff
I like that.
that I'm doing. And so I need to have a strategic plan. So I went through, listed out a whole bunch of goals about some business stuff, some stuff I'm actually doing even with TJ Haas and some other people, and like kind of made a strat plan for all of it there. Yeah, I've been trying to, going back even before, you know, I was a day where I watched a whole bunch of bowl games, and I had like mozzarella sticks and jalapeno poppers and nachos
Nice.
and stuff, and then I was like, I overate. I don't feel good. So I've cut
Yeah,
all that
I've been
out.
there,
I've
yeah.
cut all that out. So
Hell yeah,
I'm trying to
dude.
eat a lot more protein that's actually just meat,
Nice.
and I'm trying to cut out anything like just mostly white. But I don't have like a goal with that. That was just like
Okay.
in the moment. I was like, I'm eating too much of that crap. I'll
You know
cut
what?
that out.
I totally know what you mean
Yeah.
for sure. Cause I'm the same way. You know, a lot of things I can't really just set like. I mean, okay, I can set goals. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? You know, obviously, especially big ones. You know, however though, when it comes down to like certain things, like when I'm eating or like certain habits that I have, you know, a lot of times I'll be like, I'll be doing something. I'm like, okay, this isn't working for me. I gotta stop, and then I'll just stop.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like cold turkey, and I just won't touch it. I'll stay away from it for as long as I can. You know, it truthfully just ends up being somewhere where I just it's not even a part of my life anymore, not even my habits. You know what I'm saying? So, and in those ways, that's kind of like how my, I guess you can say, resolutions happen. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? They don't just start on the 1st of January. You feel me? Like the
Yeah.
end of Christmas, like kind of what you're saying, or like stuff like that. But my resolutions are more things of like progressive goals, if that makes sense.
Mhm.
Like, so the biggest thing that I'll have right now that I started was trying to find a sustainable routine that I can have last, for years. Not
Mhm.
just for this year, but for years. You know what I'm saying? Like a routine for the morning, a routine for night, you know what I'm saying? How I go about my days. Because, now, shoot, I don't have schedules made for me. Truthfully, you know what I'm saying? I mean, obviously I'll have schedules and things I have to put
I know what you mean.
but it's different now. You know what I'm saying? I don't have classes no more. I don't have, my coaches hit me up being like, hey man, you got this, you got this meeting, you gotta go to do all this stuff, right? You know what I'm saying? Like I'm gonna have to be more intentional with my own routine, my own schedule, right? And like, kind of towards the last couple of years, I've been finding things that work for me, finding things that don't.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Things that are time consuming, things that, if I have to fit it into this little time, I can, right?
Yeah.
But no, man, I feel like I'm just trying to like implement all the things I've learned over the past little while and, find out what works for me and what doesn't. And it's cool because I had like a little bit of time to go and like try them out, you know what I'm saying? But it's more like a trial and error
Yeah.
kind of deal, right? And by the end of this year, I want to have something that's sustainable, that's something that I can rely on and something that, just kind of helps me be the best version of myself every single day. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of like the type of resolutions I have. You know what I'm saying? And the progressive ones. Cause yeah, typically, man, when I make a goal or like something like, shoot, I'm not gonna eat no sugar this whole year, starting on January 1st. This doesn't happen like
This is
that.
it's the same thing for
You know what
me.
I'm
Like
saying?
I don't
It doesn't
believe
happen like that,
I don't
man.
believe in that. Like
Yeah,
I don't know.
like
Oh, I gotta make a goal and I gotta make it this and it's gonna last for
yeah,
you almost
you
get
know,
you get sick of yourself with something like, what
yeah,
I've been doing here, I call yourself out on something like what I've been doing with this, I've wasted too much time with this.
right.
Or I spend too much time with this app or scrolling this or doing this or I don't do enough of this.
Mhm.
And it's like I don't want to change it for 2025. I want to be part of my lifestyle, my
Right.
routine. And that's like I'm saying like I don't necessarily believe in that whole like oh, it's new year, I don't know.
Right. And yeah, absolutely. And I feel like sometimes too, when people like put like, I'm started this year and it's going to go all the way to the end of the year. I mean, you're kind of like putting limitations on certain things. Like,
Yeah.
are you just doing that for that year? Are you just going to change that for that year? And in your mind, it's kind of already put an end to it. So like, what's the point of even
Finishing it.
Finishing it? You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? It's going to end,
Well, I did it for a month or 2 months or
right?
whatever.
So I don't know, man. I feel like that's a lot of just truthfully ways a lot of people set goals. And that's not, in some cases, that's not bad.
Right.
That's not terrible at all. But, like for some guys, it's all right, my goal is to start a business,
Yeah.
right? My goal is to start a business and that's it. You
I'm
know
going
what
to
I'm
close
saying?
it in 2025, 2026.
You know what I'm saying? Sometimes, like, okay, you finally start this business and then what happens after that? Are you going to try, like, how are you going to progress it? You know what I'm saying? Do you have stuff like that? And a lot of times, I don't know, I feel like people just don't think further than that. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? I'm not saying you have to, you know what I'm saying? Obviously, it's a goal, right? And, you're trying to achieve that. But, a lot of people just kind of make it like an end goal without intentionally, unintentionally making it an end goal. I
Right.
think people do. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know, man. It's cool to just kind of sit back and have that perspective, and like, nah, it's something that I can sustain, something that I can build off and progress. Because then what's the point, man?
Well, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? What's the point of getting somewhere and just being, all right, I'm good.
Go right back to whatever.
Or, you know what I'm saying? Like, all right, we did it. I'm here. Let's just go right back to what I was doing.
Yeah.
Just to say you did it. Like, I don't know. It's cool, but it's not for me, truthfully, man. I just can't do that.
I think I went through something that you two are both like, I mean, Kevin's nodding his head about this and you're talking about it, is I was teaching school for 12 years and you talk about like a schedule, right? Like, class periods, this, your lunch is going to be this, your meetings are here, this is there. I have these kids for this hour, whatever. Then to like go from that to like working at home. And like, sometimes I do some of my best work from 10 p.m. to midnight.
Yeah.
Sometimes that's some of my most productive time of the day. But it takes discipline to make sure, like, okay, I got to get in there, do my work on my computer every day. I got to log in. I got to do that. And it is adjustment and it takes discipline. That book, there's an orange book above Kev's head. It looks kind of red in the lighting, but it's called Getting Things Done. And it's like $200 to take that course. It's a sweet course, but I'll give you some pointers. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's the learning guide for it. I'll give you some pointers for it. One of my goals this year is to get certified to teach that.
It's the one. It's
no,
the
no,
other.
He got it.
That's the one. The notebook.
Getting Things Done. I think the one behind it is Good to Great, maybe. But yeah, that one right there is a learning guide in his hands. Does it say at the very top, Getting Things Done?
Crucial conversations.
Oh shoot,
that's the notebook.
It's the same company.
That's the showing the book. It's the other book. Yeah.
Right no. I don't think I have it.
Oh,
it's the same company. Crucial Conversation makes them both.
Oh, okay.
So I'm goofing it up. My bad. It's not there, Kev.
Okay.
What's it called?
That's
though?
my bad. Getting Things Done. GTD. But it's made by Crucial Conversations, the company.
Okay.
That's why I'm getting it mixed up. But I'll give you some pointers on this, and it's still like $250 to take this class. I'll give you some pointers for free.
There you go.
And I'm hoping to get certified to teach probably both, but for sure Crucial Conversations. I did the whole thing. It's 2 days of training on it. Here's my 2 quick takeaways for you. Won't give away anything too crazy. Everyone calm down at home.
Exclusive information. All right.
The things that my biggest takeaways from the 2 days. 1, if it's going to take you 2 minutes or less to do something on your to-do list, just do it. Because like you think about it, like, I got to text this person. I got to call this person. I need to respond to this email. I need to change my password, whatever thing you have on your to-do. I need to unsubscribe from that stupid email I get or whatever it is. The rule is if it takes 2 minutes or less, do it then. Because
you can subscribe to KuConnect under 2 minutes.
You can subscribe to KuConnect under 2 minutes. And you can make a big difference. So just go do it. If you put it on your list, how many of you people out there like, I've been meaning to subscribe forever and I just don't be meaning to do it?
Hey, it's not that hard, man.
Just click the link. Just click the link.
Click the link and you're there, man. It's worth it.
It's worth it. Anyway, so that's the one rule. If it's going to take you 2 minutes or less, don't put it off. Just do it. And it is cleansing. Like when you have that.
Oh, I bet. Dude, that's one thing. Thank goodness you brought that up because that's one thing I really need to work on. Because sometimes, man, not to cut you off, but sometimes I'll be like, I don't mean to be a bad texter.
Right.
I really don't. You know what I'm saying? But sometimes, like, I am. I look at it, I'm like, all right, I'm going to text this person back as soon as I'm done with this thing. And then I go do the thing, and I forget about it completely. Next thing you know, it's like 10:30 at night. I'm like, oh.
Kev, how many unread text messages you see on there?
Oh, are we showing unread text messages right now?
Not the
I don't know
emails.
if I
Don't look at the emails. Emails.
Is that 104?
164.
164.
Let's see. Let's look at today.
Wait, you have 164?
Unread.
Kev, what does this one say? Can you see it?
1, 2, 2, 2.
Oh. I know. It's
I
bad.
thought I get crap from mine
It's
all the
bad.
time. Some of those are like the same thing where they like send you like 4 in rapid succession,
Yeah.
So it's a little bit less. It's still way over 100. Today, how many text messages I get today? Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17.
Damn,
18,
your phone's
19,
popping.
20, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, today. Some of those are in group things, like your
Sure.
little
Yeah.
up top group things that are more, but at least 30 easily.
Dang.
And that's different conversations with people. That's, dude. So you talk about that, but it's 2 minutes. 2 minutes. If it's gonna be 2 minutes or less to respond, give them a yes, no, give them a thank you. Because sometimes you're like, I want to give them due time. Like I want to actually
Right.
engage with them and have a I don't want to just answer and move on.
Right.
But sometimes that's what you got to do.
Right.
Is just to stay
Let's
connected
get
with
straight
people.
to the point and then continue it on.
Yeah, and you can connect with them on a deeper level later. So just
Right.
respond. So
That makes sense.
so that's one.
That's one.
Okay, another one is everyone you can make a to-do list. I gotta set up my new Wi-Fi router I ordered into. This is what my literal to-do list, right? I gotta do that. I gotta do this. I gotta do that. And you write down, set up new Wi-Fi router. Well, really, what you need to do with your to-do list is you can write that down, write down all the things you got to do, but then you have to go to your to-do list and say, what's the next step? I got to find where I put my Wi-Fi router away. I can't remember if it's down here with this stuff, it's upstairs in storage. Is it in my closet, my bedroom? It's been 2 months. I want to hook up a new Wi-Fi router so we have better Wi-Fi here for streaming. Where is it? So my first step is find my Wi-Fi router,
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
Step 2 is maybe set it somewhere where I can see it, so when I have time, I can grab it. But if your goal on your to-do list is set up the Wi-Fi router,
It's just too much.
it's too much. There's
Yeah.
15 steps to set up the Wi-Fi router. So on your to-do list, change it from set up the Wi-Fi router to find the Wi-Fi router, or create a login for this, download the
Yeah.
app and create a login for this thing. So whatever your next step is, make your to-do list your next step. And once you get that step done, you don't cross it off. You just change it. Okay, what's the next step? So then you're literally baby stepping all the big things on your to-do list. You're baby
Okay.
stepping little in one, and they'll start to chip away.
So do you categorize your steps from one task to another?
So here's what I got. This is, maybe I'm giving away too much now. There's an
Shoot,
app,
maybe.
a free app called Tasks. You guys have seen Tasks, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Just open my tasks. Okay, so these are I've got one that's work. Those are my work tasks. This is my tasks to do on my personal life.
Okay.
And, I've got a whole bunch of stuff in here. But the big task was, this is a good example. The big task was get the swag bags out for basketball season. Okay, I got to update this still. We're supposed to once a week update something. But I didn't put get the swag bags out. I literally said, text Hunter about designing a poster for the swag bag, who's our artist. So the big goal is get the swag bags made and in the mail. I wrote down my goal is text this. That's really the next step, is to text somebody and say, hey, I need you to design this for me. So one thing, if it's 2 minutes or less, just do it.
Yeah.
The less things you have on your to-do list, the more time your brain can think and be creative, come strategize. The more things on your to-do list, your brain is trying to hold all these tasks.
Sure.
And it's not what your brain's meant to do, so it overwhelms your brain.
Yeah.
So list out your tasks and don't list them as big things, list them as the next step to do. So I know exactly what these big goals are just by looking, at my next step.
Right.
I need to text him because we're working on that project. So don't write down you can write down big projects, but that's not what your to-do list should be. Your to-do list should be the next step of those.
Okay.
So there you go. I just saved you $250 in 2 days.
Seriously.
Got you some good takeaways there.
Well, I appreciate that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna throw that into my routines, man. I needed that.
Maybe Kevin, your routine is hey, I need to come up with a routine to stay on schedule. Maybe the first step is I need to research routines. I need to watch some YouTube videos. I need to read some blog posts. I need to read some articles or whatever on how to create effective routines. I have this big goal of doing it, but the first thing is I need to do a little bit of research so I kind of can make a strategy and move forward.
That's a big thing for me. Is my routine was for 4 years. I wake up, I go to work, I do school, and then after school I'm covering basketball or doing a bunch of more work basically.
Yeah.
I'm getting home at some nights
Like
10.
tonight.
Yeah, some nights it's late. But now I'm just work, and then my afternoon's free, and then once or twice a week I'm doing basketball. So now I have so much time where I actually have time to go to the gym, because I legitimately people say they don't have time. there was no shot I was going to the gym at like 9 o'clock at night
Yeah.
after waking up at 5:30 every day.
Yeah.
It's
Like I
fair.
was just gonna burn out.
Yeah.
So it's just like now I'm in a completely like new like frame of mind where it's like I have so much time and I actually have to fill it now. It's not just
Yeah.
automatically filled with homework and all that.
Make to-do lists, man. Write out the next task, and maybe and you'll accomplish a lot of freaking stuff. And
Yeah.
big projects will shrink down to just a bunch of small tasks,
Mm-hmm.
and you just do them in order, one at a time, and like you get a lot more stuff
Yeah.
done. I think that's what's called getting things done. But
Yeah,
if
absolutely.
you have a chance to take that course, if your work offers it or somebody, take it. Especially if you're like me and you're not great with schedules and organization
Yeah.
stuff. My wife loved the course. She like ate it up. I'm like, of course you're gonna like this. This is like your love language, or like organizing time. Like,
Yeah,
or
Oh,
for me, I'm
yeah.
like, nah, I just quality time with people.
absolutely.
Like that's me. But
Mhm.
so anyway, yeah, I can't recommend it enough. But there's some good,
Dang.
really solid takeaways.
That is crazy because, for me, sometimes, like, when I try to write down stuff, like my task, what I have to get done, man, like, I'll look at it and be like, okay, I have like 3 huge projects that I need to get done today.
Yeah,
I don't know how I'm going to go about them. I don't know when I'm going to do them. You know what I'm saying? I don't even know how to start it.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? I don't have that steps aspect to it. I just see it.
big
and I'm like,
project,
all right, I'm just expected to go about it and do it.
and it's
go.
overwhelming.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I
Yeah.
get overwhelmed with it to the point where sometimes I don't even, get it done when I want to get it done.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Or figure it out when I want to figure it out.
Yeah,
So-
I remember I took a course in college. I don't say this is going to sound bad, but some of my courses in college weren't that tough.
Fair enough.
You had a little bit of reading.
Oh, yeah.
You had to study for some quizzes, and you had some big tests you could cram for, and that's it.
Yeah.
That
there was-
UVU education, baby.
UVU, baby, go Wolverines.
So much
Yes,
easier.
sir.
So much. Hey, I did my math at BYU Independent Study. Thank you very much, Math 1050.
Ooh.
Yeah. There you
See,
go.
I saved my math for Boise State.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm good to go.
How crazy is it that
Good
BYU
to
Independent
go.
Study math is faster and easier than UVU's math? How does that make
It's-
any sense?
It doesn't.
But it was, dude.
It doesn't.
That's why I did my math, because it was faster and easier.
There you go.
But anyway, so shout out BYU Independent Study. So I'm almost a BYU alum. I got 1 credit.
Okay, there you go.
From them, transferred to UVU.
Hey, that's all you need.
That's all I needed to
That's all you
graduate.
need.
But anyway,
That's funny.
yeah. But like, I mean, even like starting this podcast is like, because you and I were talking about it,
Yeah.
and a lot of people were like, I don't know how you get everything done. Like, I don't know how you do all this stuff. And it's like, when I feel overwhelmed, stop. Got right. The reason you feel overwhelmed is because your brain is trying to carry all these tasks.
Mm.
So get them out of your brain, get them onto paper, get them onto your notes in your phone, get whatever, and then go to tasks and figure out, okay, what's the first step of this, right? And like you and I, remember I texted you like, what do you want the studio to look like?
Yeah.
And you sent me some picture with like these tiles kind of thing
Yeah.
and some lights coming up from the floor.
Yeah.
So I'm like, all right, my first step is find these tiles like this
Yeah.
and look at light. We tried some other lights that kind of sucked. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
And then we
did.
but I was like, oh, that could work. This, but I just kept changing the tasks
Yeah.
on it, and then eventually it's like, oh, like we have a podcast
And you
studio
get
down
to-
here,
Dang. Yeah.
and we
makes
did it while
sense.
you're working a full-time job and run Coup Connect,
Yeah.
and running kids everywhere, and
Dang.
that's how you do it.
Well, hey, look at that. On the Realest, y'all just got the
Free training.
knowledge, man. Free training. For real, man. I know that's valuable to me, and sure I know people listening. Sure, that's big time, man. Appreciate you dropping that for us.
Yeah, man.
For real. Well, actually, with that being said, man, I think that's a good spot to end this episode.
Yeah.
Thanks again for being here and dropping that knowledge for us and everybody watching. Once again, I'm your host, Isaiah Bagnah of the Realest Realist. Shout out Chubbies and Orem. And yeah, see y'all next week for another episode, the second episode of 2020.